Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Fisting.
Oh, yes?
All right. I just wanted to go ahead and say that one time when it was recorded.
Okay.
Back Nine Problem, folks, where we can get all of your golf merch needs. Shout out to Doug, came on the last episode. If you didn't hear the last episode,
Hella good show.
definitely go back and give that one a listen. That one was a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of good stories. We came to understand some things about golf. And I think the biggest thing I took from talking to a golfer about golf is that you really could just hit as many as you want out there and leave them.
Yes.
I mean, from
Not
what
worry about it.
yeah, because from what it sounded like, it's kind of littering, but somebody's gonna come across that ball and be like, "Oh, fucking sweet."
Yeah,
Free ball.
yeah, because they're expensive, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
gonna want that somewhere.
Yeah,
For sure.
Which would be fun to just put decoy balls and just hide them. Have you seen those ones where they just like explode?
No.
Yeah,
Exploding golf balls?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah, no, like I think the first time I ever went with the Shine to a driving range, she had like a 3-pack of them. And
Why?
Because what happens is you put it on the tee, right? And then you want the driving range or wherever the fuck you're at, and you hit it, and the thing just turns to dust. It just explodes.
So it doesn't like literally explode like shrapnel or anything.
No, I don't think so.
It just puffs into dust.
Yeah,
or
it just
something.
turns into a cloud.
Okay.
And I think it'd be fun to just hide those.
That's funnier. In my head, I was literally imagining like miniature explosion.
Oh man, people getting their like cheek cut up and stuff from shrapnel.
Like it's like an M80
Yeah,
here,
some dude went
basically.
blind.
Where there's like gunpowder in the fucking.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh look, I found this ball out nearby, like right by the tee off spot.
Yeah.
It's like, oh great, free fucking ball,
Dude.
and it just cuts out wide to a wide shot and just crack. Oh!
Yeah. Speaking of what, quick in-ad tangent, I saw this mousetrap the other day where it was basically a CO2 powered piston.
Oh.
So, yeah, dude.
Jesus.
So, yeah, dude, it's sick. So, there's like a little sensor in the very
Jesus.
top of it. It's like a shape of it. It's like a T shape.
Yeah.
All right. So, the mouse goes in through like the arm of the T, not the fucking straight up and down piece, but the left and rights. It goes up to the left and rights, and as it passes through the middle, on the other side there's bait. So now the rat's completely in the T part. As soon as it hits the bait, it triggers the cartridge, and it just sends the piston at like 1,000 miles an hour.
Oh my god!
Right into the rat's stupid
dude,
face.
it just obliterates their
Yeah,
head,
dude.
bro.
It's the
Holy
coolest thing I've ever seen.
shit.
I love it.
That's brutal, bro.
I love it.
That's brutal AF, dude.
I saw I saw one where it was like a little musket, dude. It was a mousetrap, old school,
Yeah.
like from the 1800s.
Yeah.
And basically, you know how they had the little spring lever, and then the thing goes over the top and crushes them.
Mm-hmm.
What it used to be was instead of you get the little spoon where you put the bait on.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like a thing that comes around the top and crushes them, it used to be a little spoon, and then on top of it was a gun barrel.
Oh my
And
god!
you would actually put like a little bit of gunpowder in there, and you'd stuff it down like a Minuteman, and like the little stick and everything, like a little musket.
Yeah.
And then the mouse would hit the spoon and just get blown to shit. That's awesome, dude.
There needs to be, with the piston system, there needs to be like a plug-in program to where like death metal plays.
Yeah.
Some sort of brutal slam metal plays.
Yeah.
You could be in the room and you just hear in the background like and you just
Gun his ass.
you just fucking dumb fuck.
It's so awesome.
Like the Doom soundtrack plays
Yeah.
while you're in the other
Oh,
room,
man.
but you hear it in the garage.
And then hopefully because of the shape of the device, it clears up the mess, because I couldn't imagine.
Oh yeah, if it puts it in the bottle or whatever the fuck it's
Yeah,
in.
because I've seen
Container.
some rat traps leave a mess.
Well, yeah, of course. It's you're obliterating an animal.
Yeah, like where the whole back of it shoots out of its ass, like a pimple being popped.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Spine and all and stuff.
That's nasty, dude.
Well, if that ever happens to you, go ahead and pick yourself up a BAP rag.
Oh, what an ad read.
Promo code thickness, all lowercase letters.
You asked them why. He still doesn't know.
Yeah, we asked them. We got nothing. It was great. It was great.
God,
I will say though that they brought us these nice shirts.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing I'm going to say about the shirts. They're form fitting, which means they fit like Under Armour.
Yeah.
So like when it says breathable, like I want you all to imagine like that Under Armour kind of like thin but sticks to your body kind of material. And it's nice.
Yeah.
It's real. I mean, if you're
very
fat,
soft.
If you're fat, it's going to show. Every role you've ever had since you were a child, even ones you thought you lost, will be there. It's crazy how just clings onto your fat.
But you're gonna look real good.
But you know what? I get tons of compliments in it.
Yeah.
I like how it feels. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might get 2 more.
I was gonna say, like, it feels like it makes big boys look better. You
Yeah.
know? I don't know if it's because of the design.
I went to
or
a party
the
in it
shape,
yesterday.
You know?
I was like, this will be a good party shirt.
Yeah, and everyone's
You know
like,
what I'm
hell yeah, bro. That's baller as fuck,
yeah,
dude.
and I think like I don't know, like let's go down the list of the shirts here, because I think I want at least 1 more, maybe 2 more, because I can't just have the one now that I've gotten to experience this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think I would go for. I mean, you got the purple palms.
Purple Palms is pretty baller.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I got the hibiscus,
Yes.
which is right there. That's very nice.
That's a close second for me, for
It's a
sure.
very nice shirt. I think I'd like the ghost camo.
Where is that one on?
Right there on your left. You can't see it because it's camo. On your left.
Is this it?
Down 1 more. That one.
Oh, I don't know why, but I wasn't looking for like that winter camo.
Oh, yeah.
Because of my Neanderthal brain was just looking for regular camo.
I like the ghost camo. I think I'd grab that. And if you scroll up a little
Iris
bit.
is kind of cool too, actually.
Which one?
The iris one right here.
That one is nice.
Yeah, that one actually has a nice flair to it.
Yeah, and then I like the flamingo one. He's got up in
Oh
the middle there.
yeah,
That
right
one-
here is pretty good too.
That one I'd probably grab the flamingo. That one the flamingo one just shows it's like you can be anywhere where the sun's out while you're wearing that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
100%. It almost feels like any sport kind of appropriate. You know,
or like a nice brunch. You know what I'm saying?
Old Glory is pretty good too. You know,
Old Glory, yep.
It's such a simple design, but it works really well. Honestly,
Yeah.
Shark Bite's good. Skull. Honestly, like almost all of these, I would buy.
Yeah, I think the only one I probably wouldn't wear would be like Argyle.
Which one's that?
That's
one?
right there
Oh,
in the
the pink
middle.
one.
That just-
I kind of like the pink one.
That one I like the pink, but something about the pattern is just. It's I don't know. It reminds me of like a honey baked ham.
Yeah, well, a fun fact,
Like a
and this would
spiral
go
ham.
great for the information that the Back Nine Problems homies out there, you know.
Yeah.
But if you ever get like a sponsored golfer that's like going to be on camera, do not send them that shirt.
Not that one.
Do not send striped checkered shirts
No.
because even high-res cameras have issues with processing that image.
Yeah.
And I actually had this at the auditorium I worked at recently where somebody wore like a really thin checkered striped shirt
Yeah.
and it looked like she had green screen on her shirt like the entire time because it's like moving artificially and the
Yeah.
camera can't process that image, you know? So just put it out there, homies out there. If you have a professional golfer and you want to give them a shirt, do not give them a striped checkered shirt.
Yeah.
Do not give them that shirt, especially if they're going to be on camera.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Like,
if you're gonna go golfing with one of your buddies and he knows he's gonna be on acid,
then get
wear
that fucking
that
shirt.
shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Two
were-
sides of the extreme.
oh yeah, dude. Let's look through it real quick. If you were to send this, let's say they picked a professional golfer,
Yeah.
right? And you were to let's pick one each.
What would you send?
Which send?
Okay.
I think I would send them maybe the iris.
Iris is a
I
good
think
one.
the iris would be a
Yeah,
good
that one I
to-
think anybody would like for sure.
I think anybody, like that would that's one where I think they'd not only they'd wear it, but
Yeah.
like people be like, I wonder what company that
yeah,
is.
it's
Like, that's
subtle. The pink and blue complements well. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like a really loud and aggressive pattern.
nice. It's not
you
too
know?
much. Yeah, like I would say
Yeah.
if you go up a little bit, like that one, the Paisleys make a little too much.
Yeah, Paisley would be too busy for sure.
Yeah.
You know, hibiscus actually, honestly, I think is a good one too.
Oh, I
you
love
know?
it.
Especially if somebody's into floral stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
It's
that's
also-
pretty sick.
It's just the perfect fat guy pattern. I don't know why. Out of all of those,
The image, it's because all the bigger images kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
help sculpt everything.
Exactly.
Purple
Iris,
palms, I think, would be. I like purple palms a lot, but I can see people not liking it.
it's got
you
such
know?
a nighttime vibe.
Yeah, it's very.
know?
I mean, between hibiscus and purple palms, the purple palms person is definitely a fucking dealer.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. Nothing,
Out of the
nothing
two.
says I hoover schneef and distribute schneef more than the purple balls, dude. That's the one, man.
I've never heard those words together before.
Oh
Okay.
man.
I think that broke me, dude. God damn it.
Yeah.
The flamingo one is pretty good too. I'd say this one and probably iris would be the iris and
Yeah.
the flamingo are probably the two ones I'd send.
I think it's because the flamingo. It's another one of those like. It's a daytime shirt.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's a nice weather in the summer kind of shirt. Whereas like the blue swirl and the purple palms, to me that's more of like the getting dinner afterwards. You
Or
know,
like
where it's
in
all
the evening tournaments if that's a thing.
yeah, like where it's all still golfers, so you can still be wearing a nice golf polo to the event, but like it's just not. It doesn't scream daytime to me whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I just don't see some dude at like noon rocking the blue swirl.
Yeah, I feel that. And then like shark bite, I think is too subtle and not like unique enough to send to like
Shark bite's
a
almost
professional
confusing.
golfer. It's cool. I like the shirt. Don't get me wrong. But if we're trying to go for something to make people like, especially like a professional golfer,
Yeah.
go, oh wow, you know, like
Also,
I don't think this one would be one.
is that sharks and surfboards? Can we enhance this image? Top
yeah,
left is a little-
enhance,
enhance.
enhance.
Yeah, those are surfboards.
Yeah, and palm trees and stuff.
Yeah. That's well, I guess there's golf courses near water.
Well, I feel like a shark bite. I feel like something with sharks has something to do, kind of like how sculling it's like when you skull a ball, you know,
Yeah.
and you hit it with the very edge of the fucking golf ball. I
Yeah.
think that's what that means. You know, like they have that shirt.
The thing here says, click on it one more time.
Oh yeah.
There's sharks in the water. Stay away from the beach. Oh, I bet that was that Andrew fella who wrote that one, huh? The four-way. They got the four-way stretch. Modern fit, breathable, wrinkle-free. Like I said, folks,
Andrew, you the homie. I'm sorry.
they fit like Under Armour. That's what you get for calling us fat. They fit like Under Armour.
Only we can call ourselves
Yeah,
fat.
yeah, yeah. You don't call a trans person a tranny, but they can call themselves that, then it's fine.
That's actually hella true.
Yeah, dude, like, you can't do that. What is this? Promo code thickness.
Thickness, all lowercase.
All lowercase
You
letters
asked them
because
why.
that's just decided, I
That's
guess.
just how it is.
I don't know how when he went to type it in that it didn't auto capitalize the T. Did he hit space and then hit thick? Whatever.
Who knows?
Whatever.
Who
So
knows?
you've got
Who knows? Yeah,
That's
so
hard cut
I've
out of
got
this.
I got my own "Am I the Asshole" today,
All right, all
to
right.
share with the group here, right? This is actual real shit, right? The Costa Rica trip is canceled.
Well,
So-
okay, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on. though.
yeah, for our buddy.
You know, all right. I'm not going to pull the curtain back too much,
Yes,
but a friend of ours is getting married in Costa Rica.
yes.
Is
He's the boy.
wedding canceled or you attending? the
I
wedding?
canceled.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I am the asshole, like me.
I
Specifically,
know. For a second,
right?
I was like, "What?"
No.
No.
So Costa Rica, I canceled, right?
Yeah.
So like some background finances and everything. The whole fucking trip was going to cost me about $9,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you know, because I'm a fatty, fat, and I need that extra space in the fucking plane. Otherwise, that 23-hour fucking flight with all the layovers is gonna literally fucking murder me.
Oh, I would murder everybody on the plane.
Like
too, yeah.
literally an hour and a half, 45 minutes up to Seattle, and my body was gonna collapse because I'm in the middle seat, like not able to like, you know, flesh out. Because the thing is, people
Yeah.
are like, oh, you just like put your arms on the fucking armrest, and who cares if you touch people? It's like, no. I wouldn't be touching people. Both arms would be in the laps of the two people to my sides. You
Yeah.
know, like, and
Yeah.
for 45 minutes when I went to Seattle, I was trying to make myself smaller to
Yep.
be polite and to not literally be in the laps of the people I'm fucking with. You
Yep,
know,
yep.
right? And like by the time I got off the plane, like the pain, pure like muscle spasms because I'm crunching my body in half, you know. So I've learned over flying multiple times, I need a fucking premium seat, you know, so I don't like fucking want to kill myself, you know.
Yeah, especially for a long
flight.
flights,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Right.
Like it's one thing, yeah, like an hour or two, like that sucks. But like You're talking about a whole day on the plane.
Yeah. I will admit that there's a part of this story for sure where like I waited way too long to get like the passport side of things, you know? However, here's the other side of the passport, right, stuff. So I do online expediting for my passport because I waited a little bit too long, you know, but I know plenty of people who've gone through the FedEx system and other like passport expedite systems where you can pay the extra money, you know, which is like $600, you know, to get it processed and sent to you within 2 weeks rather than the usual 7 to 9 to 12 weeks, you know? So I went through this website, which will not be named because fuck this place, but at the same time, like, who the fuck knows? Regardless,
DMV.com.
It's through FedEx, but it's a different like sub company that does it, you know? Anyways, I go through the whole process. I go on the phone. I tell them that I have an appointment and everything to get it processed, you know, with this company or whatever fucking postal service to send it out, right? And they go, okay, cool. So you have to go on our website and from a drop-down menu, pick a place that lets us basically work with that postal office, wherever the fuck it is, you know, get it processed over to us. We'll get it done and sent to the government, and it'll be back to you in 2 weeks, you know, like they gave me a date, right? So I picked this fucking postal office in Clayton, right? And they didn't have an available appointment until about 2 months out from when I had literally booked this passport.
How long are these fucking appointments?
45 minutes, 30 minutes, you know, but I guess fuck tons of people are getting their passport all the time, you know, because every time I went to go look for other like closer dates, it was like booked, or something, you know, and it wasn't even just that place. I didn't like pick a location and just settled on that. I looked at other locations around, same story everywhere else, you know, so I was like, okay, well, as close as I can get. I booked the time, waited a month and a half, 2 months to fucking go to this appointment to send the documents out, right? Finally get there. This lady has this thickest accent ever and is kind of a fucking dipshit, you know? Like is looking at me like a 1,000-yard stare, like she doesn't know how to do her own job, you know? And after like going through the documents, she noticed that we have a lot of extra documents. And then finally she, instead of like, you know, doing her job, maybe I'm just salty about it, but like, you would think that you would see all this extra shit that normally isn't part of a process that you do and go like, hey, what's all this extra stuff that you have? Is that just extra information? You know, like, but finally she basically pipes up and goes, what's this stuff that you have after we already spent 25 minutes going through the fucking files and getting it written up on her computer, you know? I go, oh, so we, like I said at the beginning of this, we went on an online site that said we would expedite this. Here's literally the shipping code, the shipping label and everything. We were told that we go to this site because it's one that we could select and you guys would send it out probably today or tomorrow and then we could expedite it within 2 weeks, right? And she stopped, put down her pen, shook her head and like, we don't do that here. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, that's not, if I send it today, it's not getting there until about 4 weeks from now. And then they're going to spend another like 6 weeks to process, you know? And at that point, when's your trip going? And I'm like, in August, you know? She's like, yeah, we don't do that here. And I'm just like, but the website literally had this location as a selectable space, right? Yeah. She's like, look, I'm telling you right now, like, the only way you can get this done is if you went to San Francisco Passport, like the whatever the fuck that place is. My Neanderthal brain doesn't know exactly what it's called, but at this point I was already kind of irritated, you know, because it was just like obstacle after obstacle to get this fucking passport. Finally she was like, well, we can you can go over there and maybe get it sent out sooner. And I was like, do you need an appointment or can you just walk in? She said, you need to do an appointment. And I'm like, is there appointments available for today or in the next couple of weeks? She's like, you could try. And immediately it was one of those things. I was like, okay, I'll look, you know, online. Is there an online service I can go to? It's like, yeah. She's like, blah, blah, blah.gov, you know, in San Francisco, you can find it. Get it in my car, already kind of peeved, looked online. Same exact scenario, a month and a half plus before you can actually get an appointment to go in there.
Yeah,
they do walk-ins, quote unquote, but they're not, it's like literally they have a dotted line at the bottom that says walk-ins are not guaranteed based off of appointment scheduling.
Of course,
you know?
Of course.
So it's like one of those scenarios where I sat there and I was like, this is costing me a fuck ton of money. I've gotten delayed by every passport possible.
Yeah.
I love my wife, but she also delayed me significantly, because she was trying to get her name changed through. And you can't really do passport stuff until your name change is translated.
Yeah.
And they got her driver's license wrong when she went to the DMV a month ago.
Oh, no.
And took another month to get it processed again, So every single step of the way, there has been like obstacle, and not like okay, let's go around and fix this, like delay it further kind of scenario, So, and to top it all off, this is a lot, but this is story time, venting time for.
Well, you got to give your side of the story.
But
Am I the asshole?
on top of that, we got to a point where I was doing the math, and I would have to put this month and next month's mortgage for my house on my credit card.
That's crazy.
Which will dig us further into debt.
Yeah.
Because Jessie has student loan debts that she has to pay for eventually.
Yeah,
So I literally sat there and thought, I'm like, dude, this is I'm taking a financial risk right now.
Yeah.
Like if we like Milo, my dog, literally just split his fucking foot open a couple weeks ago, and he's healed from that now. But if something like that were to happen again, or I break a leg or some disaster happened, we'd be fucked. There'd be no way to pay for it whatsoever.
Yeah, you'd have to like take one of those shitty loans that's like 300% interest.
Yeah.
I know a family that got fucked by those.
Really?
Yeah, like hard. Like they it was a brother and sister, and they both had to take an ambulance ride within like a month of each other. Like it wasn't the same event, but like something happened to the sister where she had to go in the ambulance. Then like a month later, something happened to the brother where he had to go in the ambulance, and the mom had like no money. So she took out a loan from one of those like commercial loan sharks.
Oh Jesus!
You know what I'm saying? For like 300-400% APR interest on it, and it literally set the entire family back for like 20 years.
Yeah. The milk get dry.
Because like it's like, what's a $10,000 loan? But then when you had 300-400% interest, it's like, oh, like you're making $400 payments and you're not hitting the actual loan. You're only
paying
hitting
all the interest.
Yeah. Which is nuts. But that's how they get people. It's like if you're fucked, it's like, oh, we'll give you money.
Yeah.
We can't legally cut people's legs off anymore, so we'll just fuck you until you're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude.
So no,
I guess the whole point is, am I the asshole for making the decision to, hey, buddy, like, I can't afford to make this work,
Yeah. Well, okay. Were you wedding party?
Yes, I'm one of the groomsmen.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think we talked about it. There was that one episode. I think it was one of the first Am I the Assholes we did, where the guy was talking about like how he didn't want to go, and he was expecting them to like pay portions for everything. I think even though that the two people in this situation that are getting married are wonderful, amazing people.
Of course. Yeah.
I think
Love
once
them
you
both to death.
set your wedding out of the country, you have to just be willing to accept anybody who's not going.
Yeah.
It's not about the guest at that point.
Yeah.
Like you should be like, at that point, it's like, if 4 people come enough to like sign witness papers and get a photo,
Yeah.
you should probably be pretty grateful, because it's a big ask.
I mean, and they are doing like a secondary wedding because they live a Filipino family and have a fuck ton of fucking money. You know, they're doing a secondary wedding for people who can't go to Costa Rica.
Oh, well then,
so that there is a follow up. It's probably going to be more like a party kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like. The passport stuff is just the extra stuff. Really, what was making me hesitate is how much money I had to invest in this. I was like,
why,
look, dude, I love you to death, bro, but I'm not comfortable with spending that kind of money, dude.
I feel like planes are getting more expensive.
Oh
lately.
yeah,
like
the ticket for the hotel for 3 nights, and all that for 2 people was about $3,000 and some change, and then the flight ticket for 2 people in premium seats was about $6,000 and some change.
Oh yeah, I bet. Like I'm gonna take my girl to Albuquerque to meet my family down in New Mexico. Albuquerque's just as close as you can get. It's still a 140-mile drive from the fucking airport to go find them. But
would be a good rental car.
I was looking at flights the other day, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to. For the first time in my life, I don't want to fly Southwest.
Yeah,
like Southwest, I didn't really understand for so long that they're like a cheap, shitty airline. Like, I just thought, that's what my family always flew. So I was like, all right, Southwest is the one.
That's what yeah.
And then I flight Spirit for the first time. And I was like, oh, Southwest is like the best airline there's ever been. Like, it's not Spirit. I got a $12 airline ticket to Vegas on Spirit.
12?
$12.
What the fuck?
But you're on Spirit, where it looks like the plane was made with like duct tape and shit.
Oh, yikes.
Like they just spread shit on duct tape.
The fuck out, dude.
It is terrifying, Spirit Airlines. It's almost like there's more turbulence when you ride Spirit. It's like they actually are supposed to drive into it.
It's like when a car is about to fall apart kind of feeling.
So I was like, you know what? Like it's only a 2.5 hour flight. Like maybe I can actually get us some nice tickets. Plus, as fat as I am, I've never had to wear a seatbelt extender.
Yeah.
And I think this might be the first time.
Oh, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I still got a couple of months to slim down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was around this size last year, and I didn't need it, but I was close. I was close. I was ripping that thing down.
The edge of it, yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
I was like sucking in and really putting strength into getting that fucking seatbelt click. Yeah. And this lady looked at me next to me because I was alone. I didn't have a homie to fly with. And she was like, you know, you can ask for a seatbelt extender. I was like, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not in this world.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a big fat fatty. I haven't used one yet. I'm not using one today. And I got that bitch on. And then I squeezed in like a fat, just holding, like you were saying earlier, like elbows on my tummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just trying to be polite.
Yeah.
You know, like, because I know nobody wants to sit next to me. I wouldn't want to sit next to me.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I wouldn't want to sit next to me.
Yeah, well, because we fill out into the other seats.
Yeah, like one time, David and I were able to claim a row because David's so fucking big and I'm so big that nobody had the balls to sit between us.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
He took the aisle, I took the window.
You're literally going to be encased by two men, dude.
Yeah, dude. If the plane crashes, you might be safe though. Honestly,
you got a lot of cushion.
Yeah, we'll just hug you.
That's right, buddy. Shh.
You're gonna be in a capsule. Fucking a big old rubber, like a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's like being encased by a bouncy ball. But no, I mean, like
by a bouncy ball.
I really do think like once like your wedding, right? Like it wasn't here, but it's not like it costed a lot of money to get there.
The only cost that you had to pay for was the gas to get there.
Yeah, and it's basically one full tank of gas to get there and back. Like so, it's not anything crazy. Even though it was destination, it was very reasonable destination.
Yeah, well, like all the food was catered for to you.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have to pay any venue fees at all. You know, and there was cabins, albeit they were like, you know, cabins.
They
not
were
like,
nice.
We're not glamping. You know, they were like your stereotypical cabins that had like a power outlet to it, and that was it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and like, but even that was like, I mean, there was enough to do that were. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, you were just in there for a couple hours to pass out anyway.
Right. And if you didn't want to stay on campus, then you could make the choice to go get a hotel nearby.
Yeah,
you
in
know,
which case you're in fucking Tahoe. Like, there's casinos and all sorts of shit if you don't want to actually sleep there. But, like, yeah, like, I think, like, once you've exceeded, like, $1,000 just to get there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man.
Right,
like, I think it's, like, I would rather have it here and everybody give you $1,000 as a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Than have anybody
real.
spend like upwards of even $5,000.
Yeah.
Let alone $9,000.
Yeah, so it was $9,000. And then I've just remembered this too. So when you get to Liberia, Costa Rica, right?
Yeah.
To get to the resort, you still have to take like a trolley or like some sort of like fucking like
murder wagon.
Yeah, murder wagon or some sort of like escorted like vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And the escorted vehicle that they were gonna take apparently per person was $250.
Yeah, because they got to be strapped and loaded to take on the cartel at any moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. You know, and it's like, yes, it's fancy. You know, I get it. Everyone loves fancy things, dude. And it's I feel so bad, but it's like I love my brother. You know, he's a homie, not my brother, but he's a brother. You know,
he's a wonderful, and so is his future wife.
Yeah, like
just
both
a power couple. Awesome.
Amazing. You know, I am not willing to go into debt for almost anybody,
especially at that level,
you know,
dude. That's a shitty car.
Yeah,
$9,000. That's like a 6-year-old used car.
Yeah, you know,
like enough to last you another 10, 15.
That's
like that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
That's about 3, almost 4 months of mortgage payment for me. You know, like it's just like, dude, like
that's more than a year's rent for me.
Jesus.
I do live in a shed.
Yeah, still.
But still, like,
you know?
that's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
Like,
And it's like, and I was torn up about it, like, because I only made this decision like this Friday, you know, so super fresh, you know.
Yeah.
And because I'm a fucking man, and I'm not gonna fucking text him and be like, hey, buddy, I'm not going to your wedding. I texted him going, hey, can we talk? You know, I have some unfortunate news for you. So I'm assuming he knows. He
knows, yeah.
You know, but I'm not gonna be over the phone like, and, you know, bitch out. And
have you talked to him yet?
No, not yet.
Better do it before Wednesday. I don't think he listens to this, but it would be weird.
Oh yeah, of course.
This whole thing came out first.
He's available Sundays, so I know the phone call will happen at some point, and I'm sticking to my guns. I'm like, look, dude, I love you to death, but I cannot afford that kind of money to go out.
Yeah, don't be like some other people we know who just disappear like a fucking cocksucker and not say anything.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a groomsman, like I mean, I know somebody who did that, and like I'll forever think they're a piece of shit, and I wasn't even part of that wedding.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
that's man, that's bad. But like,
it's like you have some honor, you know, like this is your boy, you know, like it's no offense to him or his wife at all, you know. It's literally I'm making a financial decision to not screw myself, you know. I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm not willing to go into debt for a wedding that like I would love to be there for, you know, and I would love to see that moment and everything. I'm also not willing, again, just to go into debt.
Literally,
it
probably could have even been like as far as like New York, and it still would have been reasonable.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That would probably maybe cost $2,000.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's a lot. You know, that's a lot more. Like, okay, I think I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But I think once you get over 5, it's like, dude, all right, like I love you, but we're talking like a pretty like 20% of a lot of people's yearly income right there.
I don't have savings too. It's not like I can like literally my savings has been drained recently for a bunch of other bullshit, you know? So it's like one of those things where
sometimes life just takes all your fucking money at once.
Oh yeah.
It?
Oh yes, it does.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, literally like I'm like, oh well, good, I have money, and then oh fuck, no I don't.
Bro, between like pulling the curtain too far back. Between rent and then redoing my roof last week, I got $6 from my paycheck.
Yeah.
I was like, I got $6.
Yep.
I was like, oh my god, this is gonna.
Had I done the full 9,000 and not gotten refunded, I would have had about $12 to $15 for the next month. You know, and it's like I need that. I need gas. You know, it's like use a credit card. It's like I would have to put my mortgage and my bills on my credit card. You know, so that way I don't get shit closed on me. You know,
I mean,
like
at least it's not August yet. I mean,
you'll know ahead of time.
We're pretty close, but like, you know, were you the best man?
No.
So then it's not as heartbreaking. You know, it's still gonna like, obviously he's gonna be hurt by it because you're homies, but also I think because of the distance, like he kind of has to be reasonable about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like like that sucks, but
the finances for
I
it.
fucking get it. Like honestly, like Costa Rica's wild. Like like, you know,
yeah, dude, and it's like I get
everybody that does show up should surprise the hell out of them,
right? You know
what I'm saying?
I mean, the finances is the biggest reason more than anything.
It's probably the only reason.
Like
really.
like the passport shit was obnoxious, but to me, honestly, like there was a lot of red flags, like my internal gut saying you shouldn't be going to this. You shouldn't be going, and not because I don't want to go, but because this is not reasonable financially. And like my gut was telling me, I don't think this is good, you know, like, and I just ignored it for a long time. It's like, it's fine. I'm going to be there. I'm loyal. I'm going to be there for my boy, you know, like I don't give a fuck where it is, you know?
Yeah.
And then as like the reality of life started to settle in and it got closer and the number of how much money I was spending started to get more tangible, you know, was actually draining from my account. It started going, okay, this is a little nerve-wracking. And then literally on the way this past Friday to go to the passport appointment, I had it in my mind already. I was like, if I have to jump through a couple more hoops, that might be just another sign for me to need to fucking cut this.
Yeah,
you know?
It's almost like that's one of those things where like you want to buy your plane ticket like a year in advance.
Yeah,
you know
I will admit for sure that I dropped the ball on getting my passport way ahead of time and the tickets for my flight way ahead of time. You know,
it would have been a little bit more reasonable.
It could have been maybe like $6,000 instead of $9,000.
Sure.
You know, but so I'll admit that there's that, right? But as of right now, it's just not reasonable. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like an asshole because, like, you know, I want to be there for everybody and anybody, you know, kind of thing. But I think this is the part of me where the yes man comes out, and it's like, okay, motherfucker, like you can't say yes to everything if it means shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like it's that again, it's reality of life.
I feel like,
I
I feel like I would have done the same thing though. Like if he would have asked, I would have been like, "Yep, I'll be there," and then not done everything anywhere near as quick as I should have. And been like, "I'm sorry, dude."
Yeah, it's like this is not working,
this is
man.
crazy.
So yeah, I mean, like, when I call him today, like I'm gonna be honest, I'm like, dude, like I'm sorry, I dropped the ball. I'm not gonna lie on like saving properly, and then also getting the passport. But this is turning into a thing where it's starting to be really volatile to my financial situation, and I have a family and a house to take care of. Like I'm sorry, buddy, I love you to death, but I can't make that trip.
Yeah, and I think like it's like you still have time to where like, they can potentially find somebody else to take the spot that is going, or maybe like take out a person. Like, it's not that crazy.
Right. And even
again,
then,
if you were the best,
the numbers need to match.
If you were the best man, I'd be like, all right, you're the asshole. Like that's, I mean, it's still unreasonable almost financially, but it is like, all right, man, you were the best man. You should have figured this out like a year ago.
Right.
But realistically, I mean, even as the best man, that's so much money.
Yeah, dude.
That's so much fucking. I can't even imagine. That's the level of poor I am and have grown up. I couldn't imagine having $9,000 for anything.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Not that I'm not paying off for years.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. It's like it wasn't like all at once. It was over the course of like slowly buying out that money and saving what I did have. You know, like the past 2-3 months, it was a lot of like I need to stay home for work and try and convince my boss to do remote work when we're not doing events, so I can save gas money.
Yeah,
because right now I don't got that shit. Because if I want to be able to save money and pay my mortgage, I need to cut costs somewhere.
Yeah, you get something that's not that van. I can't imagine it's great on gas.
Well, actually, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, exactly. When you have to say something like that, it's not great on gas.
Yeah, it's like
what's pretty decent? 18, 20 miles to the gallon?
I drive 30 miles there and back. So
okay,
like
so 60 a day.
Like more like probably like 50 to 60. I don't know the exact number.
Okay, average car has about 300 miles in a tank.
I have to refill my tank, I think, once a week.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I think it's an 18-gallon tank, give or take.
Yeah.
And it cost me about $75 to $80, I think, to fill.
Yeah.
So it's like
sense.
probably like somewhere between 32 I almost said 3,200.
No,
$320 and $350 a month on gas, I think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have zero car payments. I don't have a single car payment, and and that car's old enough and from an era of cars where it doesn't fail very often. You know?
They're built different back then.
Yeah. So
it also is just when it does fail, the parts and the way it's built was a lot more reasonable to fix.
Yeah. Like the couple of times that I've had issues with like the radiator and like I think the other one was the water pump at one point, you know? And it wasn't like the Ford Taurus that I had where the water pump and pillar just fell apart in 3 pieces, you know?
Yeah.
It was just the actual like tubing need to get replaced, and that was fucking cake, dude. You know?
But you get yourself like earlier when we were talking about like a shitty car for 9,000, you get yourself like a little Toyota Corolla that's from like 2016 or something.
I could be making like...
Then you'll be spending, like $50 a week on gas instead, in which case you can try to do that math to see where it pays itself off. That's why I bought my first Corolla, was because I took the math on the depreciation of my Buick and what gas cost and figured out how long it would take to pay itself off. For me, it was 2 months. It was 2 months. My Buick was so bad on gas that just the gas alone, I think I was saving like $150, $200 a week. A week.
Yeah.
Because I was delivering pizza. So I was driving over 100 miles a day. And like I was just like, wow, like the Corolla was $900. Within 8 weeks it paid itself off just in gas.
Yep.
And then what the depreciation, if I would have put that extra 60,000 miles on my Buick, with what that would have fucked the worth of it so hard.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, financially, like it would be retarded not to buy this car. And then I got it and I loved it. I missed that car so much. It was such a good car.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I could be making $200,000 a year and I'll still be driving a beater car, you know? Like, I don't care about vehicles like that, you know.
No, that's what I'm
And
saying. You don't have to get something nice. Just get something that has gas mileage.
Right, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But like as far as like the concept of like
Subaru
you know
guy.
like getting into like I would need a car for space for like production gear and stuff,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I see
But
you
like
in a
a lot of
Forester.
people who like fucking spend all this money and are like car snobs about it. I'm like, dog, you just took on more debt because you wanted to feel good about what you're sitting in while you're going somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
but I mean, like,
come on, you know.
But we all have that in some way, right? Like,
I guess.
like you've got like a nice house, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I've got a nice car because I can't reasonably get a nice house, but I can reasonably get a nice car.
Could you reasonably get a nice house if you save that money?
Maybe, maybe it'd take a while though.
Like, because the thing is,
well, like, what's a
there's-
house in
there's
the Bay
interest
Area?
and
Like,
stuff.
what's a house in the Bay?
I'll
like,
be transparent as fuck, dude. When I got this
7
house,
to $1 million, 700,000 to $1 million.
when I got this house, it was $615.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
my mortgage was $2,300 a month. You know, that's less than a lot of rent around here.
My rent
you know?
is like $500 a month.
And a lot of people, well, because you live in a fucking shed, bro.
Yeah, and it's still too high. That's still too high.
How many
to live in a
people-
shed? God damn it,
How many people you know fucking have the deal that you have,
dude!
you
How
know?
many people are living paying upwards of $500 a month to live in a shed?
Nobody,
Dude, Jesus Christ! Cody bought his whole house on $500 a month.
yeah, that's for sure.
Fucking
But he also gets paid $2 an hour.
Big ass house, fucking 3 acres, big ass house.
You know, he's also has to be the sheriff and the fire marshal and the cleanup crew and you know,
no, he's also he's the head of the board,
Mr. Wonderful in his own little town.
Yeah, he's
you know,
filming weddings. He's the high school football commentator.
yeah, dude.
He's you got to take on like 15 roles. 'cause
That's
there's
real
only 50
perspective.
people.
It's like, oh, my house is cheap out here. It's like, yeah, but you have to have fucking 6 roles in your
Yeah.
little tiny
Yeah,
town.
there's so little of you. You guys
Dumbass.
are pretending to be efficient. You
Yeah,
guys are
dude.
like,
Like,
the only way to make this work is if everybody really works together.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
dude.
you guys are fucked. It's all
right?
anarchy.
Yeah,
and
out
stupid.
here you just find a career that works for you, and then
Yeah.
you just build up your goose egg until it's ready to go.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
but then housing is like almost unreasonable for most people.
Yeah. Well, especially
I mean,
around here, like if you make minimum wage, you know,
Yeah.
like you're not gonna be getting in a house.
no,
you know.
and I probably make enough to where I could, but I'd be fucking miserable. I'd have nothing left essentially. Like
Yeah,
I've,
right.
I've done the math on it before and like what I really could afford, and like compared that to what is available at that price. It's like, yeah, I could go get myself a nice 1-bedroom apartment, or over years I can get myself like a down payment on a house. But I'd be living like, bills paid. How are we going to eat this month?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bills paid.
Right.
I think I'm going to have to get a bicycle.
That's more reasonable for sure. You know,
Yeah,
like
where-
that makes sense. You
Yeah.
know, but I have also heard the opposite side of the spectrum from many people.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, I work fucking 25 to 30 an hour. And I can't save up for a house, and it's like, well, you can. How much is your rent? It's like, oh, like $2,600 to $2,800. And I'm like, that's
why.
that's more than a mortgage payment,
Yeah,
my
that's
guy.
why.
you
That's
know?
why you can't save up for a
Yeah,
house. Yeah,
yeah, and they're just like, well, like I just can't save up for
down
the
payment.
down payment, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, what are you spending your money on? And dude, 9 out of 10 times, I'm calling out
Dumb
all
shit.
you. I'm calling out
It's
all
always
you
dumb shit.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
who have no sense of priority scheming or
Yeah.
priority listing.
Anybody
you
without
know?
kids over 27.
Yeah, dude. It's always like I'm gonna pick on her, but like one of my coworkers, she drank a lot, and spent money on her fucking
Bars are so expensive.
like hobbies
too.
and stuff and everything,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, look, like, I know it sucks, but this is reality of life, man. If you want a house and it is so in the Bay Area specifically,
Yeah.
and it is so contorting to your life where it is affecting you to not have space,
Yeah.
but you somehow don't have a way to make money, or save up for it. If you are making more than like say 24, 25 an hour, and you have a fucking partner, which she does,
Yeah.
she's engaged,
Nice, yeah.
you combine that motherfucking income, and you figure out how the fuck you can save for a down payment.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I did it. Come on,
Yeah.
like, and I did it when I wasn't making nearly as much
Yeah.
money as I am now.
But then what about the people who like? Okay, so there's 2 different types of people I'm going to bring up here.
Yeah.
Some people just don't want to own their house
No,
because
which
it's
is
like
stupid because you're throwing money in the trash.
it is, but then at the same time, like if you're a renter and your water heater breaks, that cocksucker landlord's got to fix it. You don't got to deal with it. If the HVAC breaks, it's on the landlord. So it's like there's like a lot of like responsibility taken out of it to where it's like, well, I'm going to be in this place for 20, 30 years. At least I don't have to fix anything. So there's those people, which I kind of understand. Like, I understand the thought of like, if you live paycheck to paycheck and then, but you own your house and then something really expensive breaks that you might be fucked.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, you know, like a furnace air conditioners, that's like 20 grand. If you are just affording enough to where you could pay your mortgage and all that, you're going to be pretty cold until you could save up 20 grand.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to have hot water when your water breaks or whatever that. So I kind of understand that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who, and this is going to go back to the car thing, who don't necessarily want or need a lot of space. You know, like something that I've seen commonly when I was delivering pizza are people who live in trailer parks who have like $100,000 cars.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, your car meant more to you
Than your living
than your living situation. And I guess as long as you're okay with that living situation, then that's cool. You got your toy
more
that you
power
wanted.
to you.
Yeah. Like, so it is kind of like it's like, what do you want, I guess?
Yeah.
But if you want to own a house,
Yeah.
you gotta not be a fucking idiot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's
Like, people who
that's
smoke
my,
cigarettes blow my fucking
Those
mind.
are the people I'm singling out. You
Yeah.
know, like it's not the people who live paycheck to paycheck and are in a rent space where they can't reasonably save. You
Yeah.
know, like that's a reality for sure for a lot of people.
I think it's,
you know,
they're the same people who say they can't quit their job for a better one because they can't afford it.
which makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's like such a
Like,
real argument I've heard
yeah.
so many times. I want a better job and it does pay more, but I can't afford to leave this one because I'm so paycheck to paycheck. The thought of missing one paycheck just in pursuit of a better one will financially ruin me.
Well, it's like who says
like,
who says you
Jesus.
have to fucking quit your job to go find another job?
Yeah, you can
You know?
balance two jobs out for like a week.
You don't even have to do that.
Like-
You just line up the fucking quitting situation, you know, your 2 weeks with
That's what
your
I did.
fucking start day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like most places don't do that's old fucking fashioned shit, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like you work for a week and then you don't get that first round of paycheck and then you work the next 2 weeks and you get 3 weeks worth of pay
Yeah.
onto 1 versus 2. You know, like that was only when you were jumping into a role that was in mid fucking pay scale or mid pay fucking schedule.
Yeah,
you
pay
know?
period.
Right, pay period schedule, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
Yeah, if you want to, if it's 1st through 15th and then 16th through 30th, you don't want to come in on the 7th.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things again, it's like all you have to do is just plan out, communicate with your new
Line it up,
employer,
yeah.
you know, and line it up, be a fucking adult
Yeah.
and try and find a way to make it work, you know. If you've done all that and you've struggled through it and it really doesn't work, then you have some ground to stand on.
Yeah.
But if you can really not say you gave any effort, you know, like, and you just saw an obstacle and was like, nope, that's not going to work, you know,
Dude,
it's
yeah.
like
I had a-
what are your actual priorities then?
I
you
had
know?
a coworker where their whole thing back in the day when I was delivering pizza was like, yeah, I can't afford a new job. And I sat there like a child with them. And I was like, I'm going to do your finances for you right now and show you how unreasonable you're being about not wanting to leave this job.
Yeah.
Because I was delivering pizza, so I was making way too much money. He was making pizza, so he wasn't making shit money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was making nothing.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, bro, even if you really think you can't afford it, you need to put $20 a week until you have 1 week's worth of fucking income then.
Right.
And then
And
leave.
then, yeah, do the next building
Fucking
blocks.
bounce out. Move the
Once
fuck
you
on.
have that new job, you know, then you start a new saving schedule or program with yourself, you know,
Well,
and
yeah.
build to the next step. You
And
know?
some of these habits are expensive, dude. Like people who smoke cigarettes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the people who get up to like a pack a day. Aren't those like $12, $15 a pack now?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's a lot of fucking money, dude.
Yeah.
And bars. I don't drink, thank God, but every time I've ever been to a bar, you get one drink, it's like $32.
Well, most people who are drinkers will get handles, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and multiple handles throughout, and then they will usually finish a handle within a week if you drink like every day or every other day. You
yeah,
know?
but I'm talking about like people who actually like going to
Yeah,
bars.
to a bar. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it's like I feel like you can't spend any less than like $100 every time you walk into one of those things.
Damn near.
If you want to drink.
Yeah.
You know
If
what
you're
I'm
just
saying?
being a
Like-
little sippy, then it's different.
Yeah, like for
know?
me, like, you know, I would have a drink in my hand
Mm-hmm.
so people understood that I wasn't strange for being in this bar. Because it's like I don't drink, but I'll order
blend
one.
in with the crowd.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No, I think that shit's. I think a lot of people are just scared and unreasonable.
Right.
But it also is fair to say it is almost unreasonable to live here at the same time.
Yeah.
For
No,
most.
again, the people that we're singling out are not the people who are like actually
Struggling.
not making money.
Yeah,
and
no, we're
are
talking about people
struggling.
who actually
they have
have
a
it.
family to support. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who make $25 an hour and up and have like a good living situation, and I know they can save money. I know that they can save money. You know, like there's people who have like family responsibilities where maybe they have to invest in a home for their parents because they can't work as hard, or you know, maybe they had a kid early, like with poor mistakes that they made in the you know early life, right?
Or some shitty debt
or
from like a
some
medical
shitty shit,
thing,
you know,
or like an accident.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. You know, but the lay down and just fucking give up mentality, I just can't. I can never understand. You know, like there's a lot of scenarios. I mean, Costa Rica, this thing I was just talking about. You know, like it's not like I got the fucking bills, you know, and like didn't do the passport thing, and then like, oh, here's the first obstacle. I'm not gonna fucking deal with it anymore.
No.
I sat there and tried to work it out for months.
Yeah.
And ignored my own red flags, you know, until it got to the point where I was like, okay, now I can confidently make the decision that this isn't going to work. You know, I didn't just fucking go, nope, this is too much money. I don't want to do it no more. Bye-bye. You know, like,
I'm out.
It's
Fuck
just
you.
like, you know, I think my problem a lot of time is that there's like a lot of self-taught helplessness with a lot of people, you know, in our area specifically, you know, because yes, the ceiling is high when it comes to getting what you want in certain things, you know. But to me, my first reaction is, okay, what weights do I need to take off my fucking ankles, you know, in order for me to jump and hit the ceiling?
Well,
you know?
and I think something you were kind of getting at there is like everybody's just telling each other how hard it is, and it's making a lot of people give up.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's just
They
saying,
not even try.
Like, oh, here in the Bay Area, like you'll never get a house. That's crazy. It's like, all right, I guess I'll never pursue that, and I'll just go with that narrative. It's crazy.
Then how are all of these people who, like a couple of my neighbors who are not much older than me, they have a fucking house.
Yeah,
you know?
it's crazy
like,
how all
how
these,
the fuck are they getting houses?
it's crazy how nobody can
You know?
afford to live here yet. All these houses have people in
Yeah,
them.
my favorite meme I've ever seen is the guy. It's like a little stick figure drawing with a little mask on. He's got a stick and he's poking at something. He's like, "Do something," you know. And this one, it's like him poking at the housing market, and it's like millennials or Gen Z or whoever and everything, and they're like, "Crash already," you know.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, like the housing market is raising because people are buying houses.
Yeah.
You know, like it went up during COVID. There's
Also-
other reasons why it's going up.
Also,
you know?
can it ever crash if everybody's just waiting for the crash?
Yeah.
Because once
If
it crashes,
enough people are, yeah.
but that's like if it crashes though, and there's all these people waiting for it to crash, then aren't all those people just going to buy houses and then it's not going to
And
crash?
the value will go back up again.
Yeah. So it's like
That's 100% how that works.
So it's like it's not really that there's gonna be a moment where it's dipped down a little bit, but then it's gonna be flooded and shoved right back up. So if you're really waiting for that moment, you're gonna be pretty disappointed.
I will literally walk you through. So
you need to be in real estate
I got
if you're
my
waiting for that
house
moment.
605, 615, right?
Yeah.
It's now worth a little over 900,000, right?
Jesus
In the
Christ.
past like 4 years that I've had it,
Yeah.
right?
Which it's a nice house, but not $1 million house.
Correct.
That's
you know,
that's a product of where
it's-
we live.
It's all in location,
Yeah.
is why it's so valuable. You know, there's
Yeah.
fucking elementary, middle, and high school all the way up. You know,
Yep.
like there's like fucking shopping nearby. All
Yep.
that. It's
No
really the
freeway,
location.
so it's
you know,
kinda safe.
and there is like a good amount of land.
Nice
you know,
suburb,
as far to go. Right. It's a nice house. Don't get me wrong. You know.
Yeah.
However, the way that the housing market works is it ebbs and flows throughout the year. Sometimes it dips, sometimes it goes up high, sometimes it plateaus. You know, a lot of time it plateaus, and the dips, like you just said, are very short. And the dips happen in interest rate, not in your fucking housing value.
Yeah.
Housing value market crashes only happen, like you said, when nobody's buying the house, right?
Yeah.
Then local areas will drop to compensate, which will queue up people to go, great, it dropped. The people who are fucking paying attention, you know, and not waiting for a miracle for houses to drop down to 200,000. It's never going to drop down
not
there.
gonna happen.
You motherfuckers who are waiting for it to drop down to 500,000, 600,000, it's not going to happen, bro. It'll drop down a couple hundred, you know, every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's just going to go right back up again. That's how the housing market works.
Because just
you
like
know?
you think you're a genius for waiting it to crash, so is everybody else.
It's not, dude.
Everybody's
like,
that same genius waiting for sales.
Yeah, it's not
All right.
being being a genius. It's being fucking lazy. You know, like it's just it's lying to yourself, saying that you're going to get a better opportunity and just watching other opportunities walk away from you. You know,
well, also, and to put that into a different perspective on a micro scale, I was talking to my sister's husband. And well, they haven't got married yet, but I don't give a fuck. But I was talking to that guy, and we were talking about like Black Friday sales, because he's been working in retail for a long time. He's like, those are fake, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, all of the sales that you see on Black Friday are almost always happening the entire year. You just don't notice it.
They're just not being put on blast.
But it's like that sale that you waited for Black Friday, that happened in February. It happened in April. It happened in June. Like there was probably 6 or 7 times you could have caught that sale this year.
Yep.
But you waited for Black Friday because that's when the crowd decided like that's the time to get it.
Right.
And so it's like I think it's like that. Everybody's waiting for like Black Friday, the collapse, the crash. And realistically, it's like no. If you pay attention, that opportunity has been coming quite a bit often. You're just not seeing it when it happens. You know what I'm saying? You're always just kind of looking, being like, houses are too expensive right now.
Yeah.
Well, eventually it'll crash. Where it's realistically,
Dude,
it's like,
shit
well, how many
sucks.
times are you checking?
Yeah.
You know
how
what
many
I'm saying?
times are you staying up to date? How much of the information are you informing and arming yourself with, right?
Yeah.
Are you staying up to date? Do you have a contact to work with? Have you reached out to a realtor or anybody to say, hey, like I'm on the market, but I don't have the money to deal with this market, but I am looking actively, realtors and like lending companies will literally go out of their way to literally help you find a home without pay, because that gives them more money when you do finally pay.
Yeah.
It gets them business.
Yeah, it's the idea that later you're going to bring them their
right,
that
and
nest
they
egg
get
that they
good
need.
money off real estate.
God damn, they
why
get good
why
money off
wouldn't
real
you
estate.
invest in somebody who potentially might make you $15,000 as just the realtor signing the deal?
Yeah.
Like the lender are the people that are getting the interest off you for 30 plus fucking years.
Yeah.
So when an occasional person doesn't buy the house right away, but maybe gets it a year and a half from now, even if they don't get it through that, right? That's like you building the reputation as a fucking lending company to like, okay, so these people helped me out. Well, I might send more people that way, or it's good publicity, or there's a lot of people are just choosing not to look, and they're just waiting for the golden ticket. We had this fucking conversation off the show preemptively, but it feels like a lot of people, again, there's hardship.
Yeah.
Let's not deny that. There's shit that gets in the way.
It would be crazy to say that there's some people who are just fucked.
Right, However, if you are taking your hardship and using it as an excuse to now shove your head in the ground and never look again, you are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
You are literally causing yourself more pain.
Yeah.
When you shouldn't have to.
Also, and then you can't. Like, I really don't like. You shouldn't shoot yourself in the foot and then look for sympathy.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the part that gets to me is like, whoa, it's me. It's hard. Did you try? No, because it's hard. All right. Well, what the fuck you want me to tell you, dude? Like, you have to try at least.
Yeah.
At least be willing to fail at like everything you do.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
Right?
if you can't afford your house, you sell it.
Yeah. They're not going to put you in jail because you made the wrong decision.
Yeah, 100%.
You get
It's like, oh, I have this house and now I'm fucked. It's like, yeah, the most inconvenient part of you losing your house is you having to move again.
Yeah.
Like
maybe you'll lose some money on the back end. Oh,
right.
well, dude, fucking start over. Get a trailer.
Exactly.
But again, because going back to where this conversation started, though, some people would rather just have a nice car.
Yeah, that's the thing with the whole priority thing.
Yeah,
It's like if you want to complain about how you can't get a house, but then you are very clearly not planning properly around it.
Yeah.
Are you just complaining because you want to complain because you want to prioritize your current comfort?
Yeah.
Or is it you actually have an issue and you really can't get it to work?
Yeah.
And while those people exist, a massive chunk, I would argue at least 40 to maybe even half of the equation of people are people who are just comfortable in what they have right now and are not willing to give it up.
Hell no.
Period. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're listening to this motherfucker and you want to get a house, but you've convinced yourself and you've been telling everybody it's not working, I can't afford it, and you haven't gone through your habits and through your spending system and had an honest conversation with yourself, you are fucking yourself over right now.
Yeah.
You are literally choosing to say, I can't do this, and shoving your head in the ground now. When maybe if you turned around and looked at possible opportunities, it might actually work out for you, and you might have a significantly better life after maybe a couple months of hardship. You might have set yourself up for future success because you took that risk and you really grinded for yourself.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, that's understandable, but you need to fucking search for that, and you need to find that line first. Don't just fucking look, oh, the grass is greener over there, but I don't know how to get across the street. Oh, well.
Damn.
I guess that's never gonna happen.
Fucking microphone exploded on that.
He's just like, oh shit. I don't know, dude. Like, I'll admit that I have bias, right? Because like I've succeeded in everything that we're just describing right now. I did all that, and it fucking worked out perfect for me.
And I didn't do that, but at the same time, it wasn't my goal.
Right.
Like for me, like I didn't want a house yet because one, I mean, like it's just me.
Yeah.
Like I've got my girl.
You have more reasons. You know?
Like I've only been with my girlfriend a year and a half. I haven't been not saving up for 10 years for a house for a girlfriend that I don't have. Plus, I like where I live. I mean, living in a shed, it's not ideal. I mean, we just did redid my roof last week, so at least my shed is fortified.
It's insulated and stuff too.
Yeah. It's got power. There's no bathroom.
Right, but you're not touting and complaining that you can't get a house.
No, because I know I can if I really. If I really wanted to. I mean, if like I said, I'd probably be living paycheck to paycheck. But if I really wanted it, and I think this goes for a lot of people, I could change my career up, go make some more money, put myself in better opportunities, look at my habits and what I'm spending too much on, and find a way to get it done.
Yeah, go on the grind.
Yeah. So, but since that's not my goal, I don't complain about it.
Right, and that's totally fine. I have no quarrels with
there's the people that do complain about it that are in the same situation.
Right.
And that's who we were talking about.
Yeah. I'm bitching about those people.
If I was sitting here complaining about how I can never afford a house in the situation that I'm in, I'd be lying my fucking dick off.
Yeah, dude.
Like I could afford it. It would suck a lot of dick. It would be hard. But that's the point.
Yeah.
Right? And eventually it wouldn't be so hard. And eventually you pay that thing off.
Right.
You know, like my car. I like my car. It's a fancy car. This month, literally next week, I no longer owe any money on that car.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And like in the beginning, it's like, oof, like
that
when
debt.
I first saw that loan, like when it got written out, it was like $23,000, $24,000. And I was like, oh my God. Like that's a lot of money.
Adds up quick.
For somebody who lives in a fucking shed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To be spending. But then, just like a house, time goes on, you keep paying that bill. Eventually it goes away. Now I have a car that's going to last me forever, and I don't have a car payment anymore.
Exactly. Now your cost of living's up again.
Yeah.
Now you can save for whatever you want to.
Yeah.
You know.
And if I want, similar to the housing market, I could go put that car down on a newer, nicer one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like when you pay this house off, or you get to a certain amount, at least in the loan, you could be like, all right, well, this has been great. Now I can use this as the stepping stone to the nicer one.
Yeah.
Right? And you just kind of keep moving it up the
you
ladder.
Invest in your equity.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now I have like out there a big down payment.
Yeah.
On 4 wheels. It's that's what it is to me. Right now it's just a big down payment on whatever I want the next thing to be.
Yep.
Right? And that's how it all works. So motherfuckers got to realize like, yeah, it sucks, but if you make it through it and you survive through it, it gets easier, it gets better, you get more, but people don't want to do that shit.
Right. I guess the moral of the story is if you want something but can't achieve it, look inward first.
Yes.
You know, if you can't even do that, be honest with yourself and say that you don't want what you actually want. You just want the comfortability that comes with it.
Yeah.
You know, you want to play Monopoly, get maybe 3 tiles forward and say, hey, where's my $200?
Yeah.
You know, that's fine, dude. If that's what it takes for you to realize that and realize that your priority is not that great, you know, like, you know, whatever. Right. Yeah. But
I also think like, and this is kind of a California thing. If you don't want to be in the race, you really should get the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
Because not being in the race out here is expensive.
Yeah, you just sit there and just toil longer.
Like, we're talking about those people who are making that money, who are paying that crazy amount of rent. And it's like, dude, if you're not playing the game, You're spending a lot of money for nothing.
Yeah, you're also kind of getting in the way of the people who want to play the game but can't afford a house
why
right
don't
now.
you go live in
know?
Texas or fucking Kentucky or Louisiana or
you go fuck off somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know?
it's fine. Like there's plenty of room for motherfuckers.
Dude.
But you're torturing yourself financially by not by staying in one spot.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to move up here, you're torturing yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's just what it is.
Yeah. Again, it's the understanding where your priorities are at.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
if your priority's not in getting a home and you make enough money and stuff, but you're complaining that you can't get a home.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then you need to have a conversation with yourself, motherfucker.
Shit,
You know?
I mean, if I really wanted to and I didn't want to play the game anymore, I could save up for about 2 years and put like 60 to 70% down on a mansion in Kansas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we went on Zillow and we took the price of your house versus what the price of houses and shit are out there. I think one of them was like 700,000, got you like, what was it, like 200 acres?
Yeah.
There was nothing on it yet.
No.
200 acres, build
whatever
whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Build a theme park. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, dude.
It's huge.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Like, yeah.
So, I mean, like, yeah, if you really want a house that bad and you don't want to work so goddamn hard, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I don't mean get the fuck out of here like you're a piece of shit. I'm saying, like,
leave the state.
for your own mental health. Get the
dude.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro.
Because this is never going to get better.
No.
Like,
The metropolitan cities and locations, you know, are always going to be high-flowing economy places. It might drop down, it might go up, but the more people that are here, the more money that flows, the more money that is going to fucking raise the economy up and cost everything to change and flow and everything. You know, like it's just,
if everybody's willing to buy that shit, then I'm going to mark it up 20%.
Yeah.
Then maybe only half of them will still want to buy it. There's still a lot of motherfuckers that are willing to buy it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of there's a lot of virtue signaling. You know, a lot of people going like, oh, like the problem is the renters, and you know they all need to be abolished, and we don't have enough money, and what's the point in even doing any of this? And I'm like, the point is that there's always going to be a market, and whether or not you're in the race is not going to affect a single thing. Yeah, you know, not going to fuck a single thing. You know, like it's
I mean, really, like the answer is just get out.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I don't even mean it in a shitty way. I literally mean just get out.
Yeah, it'd be better for you for sure.
You'll be happier.
Yeah.
You know, in Colorado, legally, I'm fat enough to get disability.
Nice.
I could get I'm so fat, I could get Section 8 in Colorado.
Damn.
It's 300 pounds.
Hell yeah.
300 pounds is
maybe that's why they do
legally disabled out there, and you can get Section 8 housing. I can move to Colorado, have a 2-bedroom apartment for like $100 a month in rent.
Damn.
Because I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm fat as fuck.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they check on you. Like, what if I lose the weight? Like I lose my house?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you healthy now, motherfucker? Get the fuck out of here.
No. I see you. I see you in that 1XL.
Yeah. Have you heard of Doomers?
Doomers?
Yeah.
Is that like boomers, but like
it's
is that going to be the next generation? They're all like 14
it's like
right now.
Gen Z, and it's pretty much a generation of the younger folk that have taken on this mentality that like, what's the point, basically?
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And they're called Doomers now. And people are
us.
memeing it, you know. And it's people that are like, what's the point? I'm gonna work my life into a pension only to work myself to death the rest of my life.
That was me at 9 years old.
You know, yeah.
I realized that on the playground.
Yeah,
I was just a child. It's like, this is stupid.
It's like,
I hate all of this.
And there's another phrase they say. It's like, what's the point? I'm not going to be able to afford housing or something, and I'm going to be paying to rent forever. You know, and a lot of the people that exist as doomers, you know. It feels like, and I really wish I could talk to somebody who's an actual doomer, you know, to get their fucking perspective, you know. But it feels like a lot of them take on the mentality that we just said. You know, it's like they stopped looking for success, or they stopped looking for the stepping stone because they see how hard that some of them are, you know, and they're like, well, there's no point in me trying, you know? And it's like, the point is that you exist right now, motherfucker. Yeah. And the alternative is just to not do anything and rot until you die, you know? It's like, you really want to waste your life that you were given on not doing anything and not trying to achieve something. It's also, like, well, what's the point? It's never going to happen. I'm like, it's never going to happen because you made that fucking mentality, dipshit.
And out of the 50 states, I'm pretty sure there's about 35 of them Or if you don't want to do anything, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
You
you
know what
could
I'm
go
saying? Like,
fucking live in a mountain house.
look at
It's like
the-
a couple thousand.
I can't.
You know?
I can't imagine it costs much to live in the Dakotas.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
You can get a mountain house and
Yeah.
have a little farm and be
Yeah.
self-sufficient.
How
you know?
crazy is it in Iowa?
You know,
Or Idaho.
you know what I bet? I bet you that the people who would complain, if you and I were to go find like a ranch house or like open land, you know,
Yeah.
that was dirt cheap somewhere in the South or where states, you know,
Or
don't,
Midwest
you know,
or, yeah.
wherever the fuck, you
Yeah.
know, and we go, hey, you can literally build, you have to put the effort into and make a farm, you know, and it doesn't have to be huge. It can just be small enough to sustain you and a family.
Yeah.
You know, educate yourself on the crops and what you can do. And you could do it with maybe a couple thousand, you know, a month. And you're like good for the rest of your life. You have no payments, you know, no debts,
Yeah.
no nothing. Right. The people who have the true doomer mentality, I think would still be like, no, I don't want to because that involves work that I don't want to do.
It sounds like a lot of yard work and shit. Yeah,
Well,
it's-
it always, again, the bias, but it always
feed
feels
cows.
like it devolves to I have to put in extra work when I feel like I shouldn't have to. And it's like, bro,
Yeah.
then you're not going to succeed at anything.
Or
Dude.
the doomers are probably just a product of the millennials, because we were
Yeah.
the generation that came out and said everything was fucked.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
the ones that started with the whole like, no, this is all rigged and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And now the doomers are just like, well, my older brothers / young parents are always talking about how fucked this is. So I guess we're fucked. Like, why
Mm-hmm. yeah.
care?
Yeah. Who cares? You know, I'm just going to lay over and die
Yeah.
and pay into this rent for an apartment that's still going to cost me more than the mortgage.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's like, I can't really quite eloquently explain why it bothers me so much, other than the fact that it feels like it's one of those scenarios where they go, oh, my life is shitty and my situation is shitty and I can't do anything to make it better. And I'm going to stop looking to make it better and still take the punishment on both fronts.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to take the punishment and the rent that I can barely afford instead of looking for something better, you know, and then I'm also going to take the punishment of how life is never going to serve me. So I'm just going to give up, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you are taking 2 fucking millimeters and just shooting yourself in both feet, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's
Fucking-
the overall point of this is like, why just you're making
Give up.
yourself suffer?
Why just give up? Yeah.
You really are. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like I don't suffer because you can't afford a house, right? It doesn't fuck my day up
no.
that you're living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
So it's really your problem, and as harsh as that sounds,
It's the truth.
you know, it's
the
just
truth.
it's what it is. Like
Yeah.
it really is your problem.
Yeah. Love
If
you
you're
to
in a-
death. You might be a listener, but bro, you need to figure your shit out.
Yeah, like it's like if you're in the wrong career, start having an open mind. If you're paying more for rent than you would a mortgage, start looking into what those down payments would cost and how hard you can
And how you can
yeah,
get there.
Can you reasonably save like at least enough
Right.
to where you can make like a 5-year plan, like or something?
Can you move puzzle pieces around to make it fucking fit?
Yeah.
You know, like
Because if you can't, this just sounds like a hard life.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It just sounds like you're just gonna give up and cause yourself more problems.
yeah. It just doesn't. It doesn't ever sound like that life gets any better.
Yeah.
And there's got to be answers.
Yeah.
Like there's no answers. There's answers you don't like, but there's always answers.
Yeah, and it's like there's always a dialogue from people that go like, "Oh, like you guys just sound like privileged people," you know,
Fuck
like
that.
you had a situation where you were privileged and were able to get yourself out of whatever
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck issues. And I'm like, privilege in what way? Are
Yeah.
you using privilege as a toxic fucking
I'll say-
phrase to discount everything somebody's
Yeah.
done?
I'd say my privilege is the ability to have always been nice enough to people that where people were able to help me when I fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Or when I got unlucky, because I didn't end up homeless because I fucked up. I ended up homeless because the guy wanted to remodel the house and he kicked us out.
Yeah.
And then my friends who I was going to move in with were too young, and their parents talked them out of it days before the fucking eviction was over.
Yeah.
So like 3 or 4 days before this eviction's over, I find out from both of the people I'm going to move out with that they're not going to do it, and that they were too afraid to say anything.
Oh,
it's like,
fuck that, dude.
Dude, so like, you know, we were talking about like bailing on a wedding.
Yeah.
Bailing on your friend that's about to be homeless. You
That's
know what I'm
fucked.
saying? So
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
was homeless. It was like, oh, well, that was my only fucking plan. And now I've got 3 days to figure that out. By the way, in this 3 days, I need to get everything out of this house. So it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna live in the car.
Yeah.
But luckily, I was like nice enough to people that like I think I slept in my car maybe 1 or 2 nights. Mm-hmm. I was immediately at EJ's house, rest in peace. Then I was at Nico's house, and then I think from Nico's house is where I chose the car, and then I got into where I'm at now.
That's a lot telling things about that house.
Shout out to
Christ.
Nico, I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy, but fucking hell.
Oh my god, dude! I wake up in the morning, his dad's practicing martial arts moves on my face.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I love that guy to death,
Fucking
dude. And I could talk to him all fucking day. I love him, but like having one eye open and he's like shadow punching your nose, or he's like stopping an inch away from your face. Like it's like, all right, dude, I gotta get the fuck out.
You
of
need
here.
to calm the fuck down.
I need
bro.
to get moving,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
This isn't the space.
No.
But
No.
and then like I was nice enough that Lynn and Bubbles' family took me in and decided that I could stay, and I was nice enough that people were willing to help me build a fucking room and like have it be like a real room, not just a shack. Like there's no bathroom in it. That's a room. It's got drywall and electrical and insulation and a roof with shingles on it that should last another 10, 15 years. Thank God.
Hell yeah.
Also, side note, if I make it to the end of these shingles, this is a real thought I had. If I make it to 10, 15 years from now and I need to worry about redoing that roof again, I'm going to kill myself. Because that means I'm 40 and I'm still in the shed, dude. Like, it's not good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's
You're going to
fair.
find me hanging in the middle of it before I fucking ever redo that roof again. I would rather kill myself
man,
than put that fucking roof back up.
I mean, it's a fucking roof, bro. It's a pain in the
Oh my
ass.
God, it's supposed to last forever, though. You know? Like,
Yeah, supposedly.
it's
quote,
crazy that I've already survived enough through one roof.
yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, you gotta make ends meet. You know, you gotta make things work out, right?
Well, and the
So-
reason my roof went bad so fast is because it was done wrong.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a space to put the nails, and these cocksuckers missed all of them.
Oh no.
I don't know how they do it, but like, there was so many fuck ups when we remodeled my room. All the drywall was backwards. The ceiling drywall was backwards too. The shingles were nailed in the wrong spot.
Yikes. I mean, you had some
was like-
tweaks to it, right?
Yeah, they did it so fast too for so cheap.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, you get what you get, right?
Yeah. All right, hard pivot.
Yeah.
So last week I was so fucking stoned when I left here. I went over to Safeway, my favorite place to abandon food in aisles. And I go over to Safeway, and I was stoned enough that I couldn't piece together what I needed for groceries.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the basics of what I eat during the week at work and stuff like that, but I didn't know what I had at the house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Sweet every
like,
time I go shopping.
Like, I make sandwiches. Do I have mayonnaise and mustard at the house right now?
Don't
I can't remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I have cheese still. I don't know. So, like, I'm kind of like hazily putting together a shopping basket, like just a hand basket, nothing too crazy. And I get to self checkout, and I don't know what the fuck was happening, but you know how like the self checkout when you fuck up, the little light starts going off, and like it's like the associate will be with you soon, and then you wait for a while. So like that happened to me and like 3 other people at once. So all the lights in the self checkout are blinking together. We're all
It's a
looking at each
planned
other
heist.
like, yeah. Like, and so the lady comes over and she one by one starts helping everybody. And then she looks at me, kind of gives me like a nod of acknowledgement, right? Like looked like we made eye contact.
Okay.
And she kind of gave me like the, yeah, I'll be there.
Sure.
And then she goes upstairs to where the employee room is.
What?
And so now I'm standing there and I'm like, all right, she must be coming right back, right? She helped everyone else. Everybody's gone. And now there's, new people filling the line. And I'm still here just watching this light blink,
Waiting.
looking at like the fucking courtesy clerks, like they can help me with anything, those fucking
Yeah.
cart pushers.
Yeah.
And like I literally was just like, this is starting to get weird how long I'm here, right? I think in anxious time, I was there for maybe 6 minutes.
Oh, that's way too long. No, that's way too fucking long.
Yeah, in reality time, it was probably about 6 minutes. And anxious time, it felt like an hour. Because
Yeah.
you're just standing there. There's a fucking blinker going on over your head. You can't move forward. You can't cancel or hit back. There's nothing you can do until they come unlock the fucking thing. And I'm like, this is getting nuts. Like, is she coming back? Like, she going to break or something like that? Like, she looked at me and acknowledged me. And then she didn't come back. And I'm standing there, and I just went, fuck it. I guess I don't really need groceries that bad. And I just left.
Yeah.
Half of my items rung up and in a little bag. The other half still in the basket. I just walked away, got in my car, and left. I was
Nice.
I don't
You
need
just
any of these
fucking
groceries.
toasted on this, and you don't want to deal with more of it.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I'm not even confident that I want half of what's in this basket.
Oh man, so you have aisle groceries now.
Oh,
you know?
dude, yeah, I did a
I guess
whole.
this is a kiosk grocery.
I did a whole basket full of shit because it's just like, well, I mean, they're not coming back for
It'd
some
been
reason.
even funnier if you went back into the fucking grocery store to just put
Tried to
all
hide the
items
basket.
back. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, that'd be
hide the basket or hide each individual item in different
yeah.
spots. You know, spend more time on the prank than the actual act of getting groceries.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this was my revenge.
Yeah, dude.
You're a vengeful fucker, aren't you? I am as petty as I could be.
Yes. Well, I mean, like when you don't fucking, you know, I think it wouldn't be so bad if she didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
The fact that she looked at you and acknowledged your existence, you know,
I have like a general 5-minute inconvenience. I think that's
it's like your timer.
yeah, that's like
yeah.
my five. Like I have 5 minutes of like bullshit before I start either getting antsy or I just give up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because like at one point, like 5 minutes isn't a lot, but sometimes that's a lot. In a situation like this, 5 minutes is a lot. It's like you cleared everybody else. I don't know why you
Don't
didn't
waste my
clear
time.
me.
Don't waste
and
my
now
time.
you're just gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm at mercy to you now. Whenever you feel like helping me, I've got half my shit rung up over here.
yeah.
I'm sure if I put it back in my basket, the alarm's gonna start going off.
Oh yeah.
Because I've done that before too. Like, you know, I didn't know that they did this. There's a camera above your head,
Okay.
not just in the machine, but above you.
Well, that makes sense.
So
Yeah, yeah.
like, there was this one time, like, I was getting a sandwich, and I was getting a full sandwich. Now, when you get a full sandwich, there's a barcode on one half of the sandwich, and the other half just has a sticker keeping it closed. And those self-checkouts have a weighted scale. So you put the sandwich in there, you ring it up, you put both halves, and it goes, whoa. So that was like 2 items. And then the machine fucks up, and then they have to clear it.
Oh.
They come over, oh, it's a sandwich, and then they hit their little button. So to not deal with that, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the first half with the barcode, I'll scan that, and the second half I'll just leave in my basket until it's time to go, and then I'll just take it and put it in the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to deal with it. I'm trying to save everybody time. I've been through this. I'm seasoned. You know what I'm saying? I know how to get a Sammy through this fucking system. But one time it actually took a picture of me trying to just put the Sammy on the other side into the basket without scanning it. And it showed me the picture of me from overhead doing it. And it made it look so much like I was stealing.
Wow.
'Cause
Perspective. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, like this looks bad. Somebody's gonna need to come over here and clear this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So like when it comes to the self-checkout, they're so sensitive and shitty that like I feel like that person's not allowed to walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't walk away.
They do some really like roundabout ways to do like prevent theft, you know? And like Walmart has that same issue. Like Walmart CEO has like, gone on record and say that if they're, because they lose like a couple billion or whatever to theft every fucking year, you know? And they're like, I will personally shut down every single Walmart for an extended period amount of time until the theft fucking like numbers go down. There's no fucking way, dude.
No.
Do you know how much money Walmart makes on a fucking yearly basis,
Oh
dude?
God, even a daily basis.
Dude, they make somewhere around like 200 to 300 billion a year. You know, like it's with a B, bro. Like they have so much fucking money.
Well, and like
there's no way they only lose a couple billion a year to fucking theft. You know,
and the only people who work at Walmart cannot afford for them to just be closing over some petty shit.
yeah.
Like you're gonna close it for a week. I cannot feed my children.
Yeah, dude. Well,
So, no, you're
and
not
it's
going to do
like,
that.
how about maybe you just get rid of self-checkout and give some more jobs to cashiers, and then you know, like that probably would deter a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you just station security at the fucking front, like how Costco or Sam's Club does, and looks at your receipt. You know, if you put obstacles in the way of somebody, they're less likely to steal, and only the ones that really are fucking wild and will steal. You know,
I think every
and
now
they're
and
likely
then
to get caught. You
They
know,
should stage a fake shooting where they have a guy come in and take off running through the back, like try to take off running through the front door like he stole something, and security pulls out a gun and puts like 3 in his back.
Bop, bop, bop. Yeah,
he's got like blood packets and the ambulance is on board and everything.
It's like, yep, that deters everybody.
Nobody knows it's
You know?
fake. Nobody knows it's fake.
Yeah.
Everybody's on board.
Well, especially with Walmart, how easy it is to steal at a Walmart. You know?
Well, in some places too, like they made it to where anything under an absurd amount of number is like not a crime anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So people just steal up to that number. Mm-hmm. Like it's perfectly okay to just be like, oh well, theft under like 5,000 is not anything but like a misdemeanor. So
Right.
I'm stealing all this shit.
Right. Well, that and like
I'll take a misdemeanor. Like,
the easier you make it for theft to happen, the more likely it's going to happen. Period.
yeah, like
you
how
know?
much is a misdemeanor when you could steal like 8 Xboxes?
Yeah. Well, also
what I'm saying?
also on top of that, like a lot of the time, like Walmart, for example, because I know a couple kleptos that are since have not been kleptos anymore.
Yeah.
You know, but like I've definitely I've in the act caught them stealing. I'm like, what the fuck are
I
you
stole
doing?
a deck of cards
You
from
know?
Walmart with Mark once.
Right, but it's a deck of cards. Like some
Yeah.
of these motherfuckers would steal clothes,
They were
like
waterproof.
whole fucking product. The cards are
Yeah, they were
waterproof.
the clear
Like,
plastic
okay,
ones.
maybe that's a little fancy. But yeah, dude, like, and they literally almost always do it at Walmart because it's fucking easy to do at Walmart. You
Yeah.
know, nobody cares in those stores. They're
Well,
not
that's the thing
paid
too.
enough to care.
If you think that they don't see you, you're retarded.
Yeah,
They
You're an
see
idiot.
you. They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
Like they're like the way that works. I've said it on the show before. Is they build a case on you.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you steal, they see it. They match you up, and then they put a little tally mark next to your face.
Nope.
And then once they have enough tally marks,
Then you could do something about it.
then you can do something about it. But it takes a lot of tally marks.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, don't think they don't know that
A
you're
lot
stealing.
of money
you
and
fucking
value.
idiot. They know you're stealing.
Yeah, I mean, Walmart goes so far as to like when you like there's an app like some dude had. I can't remember what it was, but and basically we're showing it's like this is how the infrared systems work at these self checkouts. You can
Yeah.
scan an item, and the actual each individual self checkout item will send an infrared like IR signal, you know,
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah.
to some location in the building, right? That logs what exact items being scanned at what self checkout space.
Yeah.
You know. And it's supposed to be for anti-theft, you know, so you can actually like have an itemized system of what's actually being bought, you
Yeah.
know, and then you translate from there, right? It's like that's extra technology that you could just not have to deal with by just getting rid of the self-checkout and having cashier
Yeah.
lines again.
Or you
know,
could do
mostly
like,
cashier lines.
The Amazon store, I think it's Amazon who made it, where you don't pay for anything. It all goes on your Amazon account. Everything's weighted and working off like an RF signal. So if you pick up a bag of chips, the sensor from the chip bag area goes off and it pings your phone and it automatically gets like deducted.
Right.
So you can't steal.
Yeah.
Because every time you try to pick something up, it's going to ding you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but even that seems like a lot, probably when you're trying to put it into scale of something like a Walmart.
Right.
But I think, it's like, just shoot somebody in the parking lot.
Solve many problems.
I think if you knew that your local Walmart wasn't afraid to buck at some motherfucker for
Yeah.
stealing a bottle, it would slow at least some people
You'd
down.
slow a good amount of people down.
Yeah.
You know, you'd slow the regular people down who are just
Yeah.
stealing because it's easy to steal.
Also, you should be allowed to pummel somebody over the back of the head if you're like assets protection.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you should be allowed.
Most of the time they can't.
No, you can't even
That's
touch
the
people.
reality. You're not allowed to chase anybody down.
No,
really.
you're just the guy who makes the tally marks.
Yeah, and
know what I'm saying?
maybe a phone call to the police to chase him down
You're
or
supposed
something.
yeah, you just show your presence, which maybe was enough 500 years ago. But then
Mm.
once we found out that they can't do anything, it's like, well, that guy's job is useless.
Yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
100%.
What a
You know,
dumb fucking
You just
job.
walk out. The people who like run after like a criminal, for example, you
Yeah.
know, out of a grocery store or whatever the fuck, you know, if that like person who stole like trips because they're running away from you and like cracks their head open or breaks a
could
limb,
sue.
they could sue the living fuck
Oh, yeah.
out of the company. You know?
Oh yeah,
Like that's how screwed. Like
They
there's
could, like,
there's
for
more
life.
rights for criminals than
Yeah.
there are like regular people.
those are those people who
You know?
like his whole income was a settlement he got.
Yeah.
from getting cracked in the head by a security guard at like
Yeah.
a Target.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You
They
know?
live in a trailer and he lives off his investment money. Like some people get their whole lives off of that shit.
Yeah, dude. And
It's not a nice life,
It's
but
bullshit.
it's enough.
It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude. It really is.
All right, one more topic before we go.
Word.
I was kind of thinking about this in the shower the other day. What if we found out that? So you know how we breastfeed, right? Not us, you and I, but
Oh yeah.
humans
Every day.
the humans. they use their titties to provide food.
Yep.
And in that titty
Titties.
is like antibiotics and like all sorts of like things naturally that help.
Enzymes.
Yeah, enzymes that help build the immune system of a human.
Mm-hmm.
What if we found out that there was a balance to that and that you're actually supposed to be mixing that milk with semen?
Oh God.
Because semen's got protein and like other shit in it. Like, what if it wasn't just breastfeeding, but it was also cock feeding? Or you're gonna have like your baby boy nibbling on the end of your penis, waiting for the fucking load so he can have some lunch. Or you're supposed to just blow it into the bottle of milk and shake it up before you get I got you, Timothy.
I feel like the pressure of that would just rocket the fucking bottle off.
I
You
gotta
know,
make sure my son lives. He's gonna be a strong boy.
you want to be a real strong boy. You gonna be strong like me, boy.
When I used to jerk off into your bottle, I would only watch big titty porn because that's what I wanted for you.
That's a father-son like relationship.
Yeah.
It's changed dramatically.
What if we found out that like was the key, right? Like to making superhumans? Was that you were supposed to mix from both?
I'm cool. I'm tight.
I'll have a regular child.
Yeah.
Fuck super children.
There'll be a lot of gay dudes and possibly females that will be fucking super children, but all the straight guys will be just fucking wimpy little fucking regular people.
Yeah, some alpha ass baby being like, I ain't putting dick in my mouth.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Or
I'm
the
6 months, but I already know I don't want that thing.
Or the
going on.
adverse is like, I'm gay as fuck and I'm gonna be the alpha.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just like,
Fill me up, daddy. About to need some semen.
I'm gonna be fucking the next fucking Spartan.
Yeah, dude, that's how Leonidas was born.
Oh my
He was
God.
being cock-fed the whole time instead of titties.
Yeah, and like by the time he's like 3, he's got abs. You know?
Yeah. And then all the pumps would get involved, so you could try to store some in the fridge.
Oh, yep.
And then people start getting weird with it and start making pastries out of it.
Oh God!
But it's like normal and it's natural.
Oh,
and you're weird.
I've
for
actually
thinking
heard
it's not
people
okay.
doing that with like lactate milk,
Yeah,
like breast milk,
Yeah, people do
Like,
that. That's
it's
what I'm saying. Like
fucking
eventually,
wildin',
dudes
dude.
start doing that with their cum too.
That's fucking
because of the natural
That's giving me
enzymes.
chills. Oh God!
Yeah.
No, I'm cool.
That'd be so hilarious.
Yeah. If somebody, no cap, was like, "Hey, if you drink semen for a year, you can become fucking like a super soldier, like Halo Master Chief," I'd be like, "No, cool, I'm good."
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
you
can I drink
can
my
take
own?
that.
Is it my
you
own
know?
semen or somebody else's? Semen?
Even then, I'd be like, "This is part of my body, but it's outside of my body now."
Yeah. What if
bye.
somebody told you like if you have one dose of your own semen every day, like on toast, whatever you want to do with it, like it's enough that like you'll never stop producing testosterone.
Nope.
And the aging effects are like a quarter of the time.
Don't give a shit. I can confidently say
I'll die at 80.
that I would rather die.
Yeah.
You know,
For me, it's gonna be like 37.
I'm not cool with it. You know, like I'm not saying that there's many people that aren't cool with it.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I am not. Me, I'm not about the gay shit.
It'd be so funny to hear a bunch of dudes at a PTA meeting like arguing about bottle feeding versus just straight up cock feeding. Like, you put it in
It's
a bottle.
better for
you
your
don't-
baby, bro.
You don't love your child, huh? You put it in. You come into the bottle. I come directly into my little boy's face.
Oh my God.
He gets it all over his little cheeks. He loves it. We're talking about feeding children to make them healthy.
It just makes it so bad.
It's nothing but for child development. This is science. This is a science podcast.
This is fucking God, bro.
Take that, Lex Friedman. Let's do
Somebody
3 hours
somewhere
on
out
that.
there is fucking really turned on right now.
Oh, that's not good.
Like this dude.
That's not good.
Fucking Christ.
If you are turned on and you're listening to this right now, it's weird to know that you're one of our fans, but I appreciate you still. I still appreciate
and
you.
I really hope that's you from the kid's perspective and not the other way around.
Yeah, and if you've ever tasted your dad's semen in the hopes that you would become stronger, we'll send you a free sticker. We still got some.
If you've ever tasted your own semen, you might be a little gay.
I've tasted my own semen.
You might be a little gay.
I am a little gay. All right, it's hibiscus. That'll have it this week, folks. Join us next week as we get into some crazy shit.
That was a good ending.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening to my fucking therapy.
Yeah, Meth Island. Peace.